It is Famine from Famine Studios. I am your gracious host. Please ignore the mess behind. We had a cat kaiju attack. 0 casualties, but there's a lot of injury, so a lot of stuff knocked over from the furry little critters. If this is your first time joining me, I am Famine. Like I said, we do 1/18 scale world building here, a little bit of 1-to-1 scale prop making as well. Mainly Star Wars and sci-fi inspired, and yeah, we're gonna get into it today. Today I'm gonna be working on painting up a Kit Bashed figure. That is several figures there, and I'll go over that a little bit later before we get started. But really dig on this. And Bjorn is the first one here. What's up, Bjorn? If you are new to the channel and this is your first time, hit the like button. Subscribe if you like what you see. We do this every Tuesday. I also throw in Pepper and Other Lives, long form content, short form content. We have fun. We have a little fun here. Okay, so let me just turn on the conversation so I can see all your messages popping in. Yeah, so we're going to be painting some small containers, working on this figure. So let's get started with that. So I'm going to bring you guys down right to my lap. How's that? You guys like the view? You like that? You like being at crotch level? Lucky there's a table here, you'd see something you might enjoy. So, this figure, like I said, is a kit bash of multiple figures. This is Darth Maul's legs, Season 7 Maul. His legs. I think these are from a knockoff from China. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think these were both knockoff legs on him, but they work really well for this. The waistband is from a Joy Toy, one of their figurines from their, like, it's almost heroic scale 1/18 samurai line. One of the HK droids for the torso and the wrist. The upper arms and the gauntlet on this side are from Cad Bane. The hand is, I don't think the hand is from Cad Bane. I think the hand is from somebody else. Just pulled it out of my parts bin. The head is from a Fortnite figurine, and it took a little bit of persuasion to get the ball to fit in there. I had to sand the ball that was on this figure to fit in there, but now it fits in and it works perfectly fine. And the cape is your standard issue Mandalorian cape from the Season 1 look. Season 1 and Season 2 look that they included with most of the figures. So I'm figuring we'll do some painting on this. We'll really weather up the boots, maybe make them a little rusty, because I feel like that's where the accumulation of rust would be. Is this guy a cyborg or an android? I don't know. He's just a cool looking space dude right now, but we can change that. We can make whatever changes we want to this. So let's get started. And I'll say hello to the chat who is in here. You honestly forgot about tonight's stream. What Bjorn, what are you doing with your time? Like having a life and stuff, man? Get it together. Get it together. Love you. So, we'll start with... Let's get some silver on this guy, because I feel like he should be pretty metallic looking. You were busy making sales, I hope? I think he should be very metallic-y. Metallic-y? Let's see if I can safely... Aha, I can safely remove that. So let's get the cape out of there. We'll take the head off. And I think there should be a lot more metal and weathering in the torso. We can dirty up the pants or like distress them a little bit more. The head is going to be a difficult one to paint. I almost want to do these feathers like... I'm tempted to do them like a tropical parrot or something. I don't know. Or white could also be good, but let's get some silver on here. Some of that deep dark gunmetal that I love so very much. You guys know, Army Paints, War Paints, gunmetal. That's what I like to use. Let's get some paint on here. And actually, we'll use a finer detail brush for this. I was going to use that big brush, but I think if I'm smart, which nobody's ever accused me of being, wow, I completely destroyed that brush. I'm going to have to get new. These brushes are... I ruined that. That's my fault. I left it in the water cup. Bent the tip. And I know you can fix it, but I've had this brush for like 3 years. It's seen better days, so I think it's time to retire that one. So I guess for now, I'll stick with this one for what I need. I'm just going to get a little bit of that off there. Seems like an awful lot. Here we are. And let me know if the music is too loud. We got Creator Mix bumping in the background. Music provided royalty-free, care of them. Thank you, Creator Mix. That's one thing I do like about this buck is, aside from that it's a cool robot torso, is it is big enough to where it could be somebody in armor, or it could be somebody using the shell from the droid to protect themselves. Not me personally, I wouldn't do that. But then you've got the little computer thing that's ported in the back. I'm genuinely curious, and I haven't taken it apart to look, which I suppose I could, but I'm not gonna. But like, I'm curious as to why they added that in as an additional accessory, like a glue-in piece, instead of just including it in the sculpt. I don't know, maybe it had something to do with the cost. I don't know. I don't know, one day we can probably revisit that and learn, but it's not today. Today we're just painting up a little robot guy, maybe android, maybe robot. We don't know. I'm not gonna ask him, you ask him. Today was a trying day. Tuesdays always are at work. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Pretty much non-stop. Everybody doesn't do anything on Monday, and then they all call in on Tuesday in a panic. So, well, we got through it. That's the important thing, right? I think this might be a 2-coat section, which isn't a bad idea, which isn't a bad thing. Because you want good coverage, and these paints are genuinely my favorite metallics out there. They do a good job at coverage. Just want to make sure that we get good base layer on here for weathering and stuff. I'll just hit that little spot there, that exposed area. Oh no, I got some on his arm. I'll have to paint that a different color. Aw, geez. Hey, what's up, Red? And Jabalong, what's happening? And Jess is here. Hi, Jess. Let's also... We'll keep his red right hand, just because that's one of my favorite songs, and I think it fits. But we will paint this silver to this gunmetal to kind of give us a good base for rusting and wear and weathering and all that. Because like I said, I want this dude to look old. Um, he's certainly seen a thing or two, been put back together a couple of times. You know, because if it's a living being in here, which I haven't decided, but if it's a living being in here, he's wearing a battered HK shell to protect his body, or maybe these are body parts that he's been modded with because he can't afford a human looking paw like Luke was given in an Empire. And maybe that's like people in Gimmick, if they can't get medical grade parts or whatever, maybe they just use a droid or cannibalize pieces off of a machine to make what they have. I've seen some crazy old like prostheses. I want to say it's prosthesis. I'll try and get that right, but I've seen some crazy ones in the past that are made that people just like carved out of wood, and they're like, "Damn, this is now my walking leg. Like that's just what I've got." And they use that, and or oh hey, insurance can't cover that, so people wind up going about essentially manufacturing their own prosthetic to use because the insurance doesn't provide it, which should be criminal. Luigi did nothing wrong, and that's that on that option. But yeah, so that's kind of if this is a person in here or an alien or whatever, that's why. Maybe he couldn't get a humanoid looking piece to replace what he was missing. And who knows, maybe he's not human. Maybe he's a Deveronian or something inside of it. And he's just all messed up, and that's why he's wears a helmet. Maybe he's Canadian. Maybe he's Canadian. That's the other thing too. What's up, CH? Ant, and yes, long live Luigi. He did nothing wrong. Now I'm using the finer brush just to get in the details around the little packs on his belt. I'd say they're power packs, but it just seems like it's just the way that the droid is built. Maybe solid chunks of Beskar or space metal or whatever are easy to put together. I doubt this is Beskar because we saw our boy cut these things down like crazy in the show. But yeah, maybe these are all prosthetics that our character here cobbled together or went to a doctor or splicer to have applied. Maybe it is just the shell. I don't know. Once I land on it, though, I'll know. But, like, sometimes when I'm putting these things together, I just do it to look cool, and then I work on the backstory because, again, this is a mental health project for me, and storytelling is one of those ways that I really, really find great joy and great comfort in doing. So just building the character's information. He ain't got no rockets. Seen those bespoke prosthetics? Yes, I have. I've seen quite a few of them. You can't have that guy's eye. He's actively using the eye. You can't have it. And, we'll keep the box blue on the armor, but we're going to turn that gauntlet gunmetal too, just because I can. And it'll help kind of take away the Cad Baniness. Cad Baniness? Is that like Billy Zanian? Take away the Cad Bane-ish look on it. It's just, got a little paint on that part. That's all right. We'll fix it later. Happy little accident, says Bob Ross. I mean, Bob Ross isn't here and he's not the one painting it, but, you know. Guy was an artist. We respect him. We respect his choices. Kind of wish I could remember whose hand that is that I used on this, but gave you guys the recipe at the start of the show. So if you ever want to go and make your own, maybe put a different head swap on, or put a head swap on there that looks different, you are more than welcome. I'll not be offended. There. A bit more down there. Cool. All right, so we got those on there. Let me see that thong. Let's get some, see how well I do here. I want to get some gunmetal on the parts that are like this weird khaki color. Because I feel like the whole helmet should be metal. And then work my way from there. Like, one of the areas has a lot of overspray. So we'll correct that. There we go. Can't find my fucking khakis. How'd you lose your pants? Not my fucking pants, my khakis. Where are my khakis? They were just over here. Oh, don't tip over. Oh no. He's doing push-ups. He's planking. He's doing the world's longest plank. Somebody call up Alec Guinness, because we're going for a world record here. Longest plank done by an action figure. And people will tell you, you know, that's not a category. To that I say, mind your business. I'll say, no, nobody asked you. And if you continue to bring that negativity into this, we're going to fight. How do you like them apples? You say applesauce, bitch. Okay, so we've got a good first coating on here. I'm going to let that show. Up, just going to tip it over. That show. Look at that. When you start doing planking, that means that I can see spots that did not receive paint properly. Because I constantly suffer from seeing things in only one dimension when I make them. And yeah. Hey, Adrian, what's going on, man? And I think we will, I don't know, shoulder pads should be silver too. See a couple of spots I missed with the silver paint. So now's an opportunity to just get in there, touch it up before I move on. Yeah, I think I'll do the shoulder pads in silver in this gunmetal. Because who doesn't like cool, shiny silver fucking shoulder pads? Terrorists, that's who. Some people call me a terrorist, others a teacher. Today's lesson. Name the movie. Fortnite figures were great to work with. Yes, they were. And I say were, because I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't seen one of them fuckers in retail in ages. Haven't seen them in the store, near a store. Lowe's was where I used to, or Lowe's, Jesus Christ. I was thinking about something else. Target used to be where I saw them, and that's where I used to pick these up. GameStop as well, but they closed my local GameStop. That was a whole thing on its own. But yeah, I just don't ever see them anymore at the stores. I presume they're being made still. I didn't see anything about like the line being canceled or whatnot, but then again, I don't see many people posting them, so who knows? Okay. Now, in there. I'm gonna blast this with heat from my hair dryer. So if you're wearing headphones, just maybe don't. Maybe don't for a minute while I do this. So I'm gonna give you a 3, 2, 1 because I don't think I can mute my microphone on this. I can mute my microphone, so I'm gonna mute my microphone. Give me 1 second, guys. You know, Red, it's funny because I can read. All right. So we got that. Cool. So, I don't want to go too hardcore on changing any colors, so I'm just going to touch up the brown, do a little bit of dry brushing there, but I like this, but we're going to put a lot of washes on there, and like I said, we're going to kind of lean into the rustiness that being a metal man can be. I like the red right hand. We're going to keep that. I like the red sash. I'm not going to do anything to change that, because again, it's just like a red piece of cloth as a loin protector, a robot loin. So yeah, let's get to it on that. Brown. We need a dark brown, so we'll go for instead of a saddle brown. Yeah, it's closer to burnt umber. Go. And we're gonna clean our brush. Do a little bit of squeezing here. Squeeze that out of there. A little bit of burnt umber on there. I'm just gonna go in areas where I hit it with silver by mistake. Pull that there. So like I said, I don't want to go crazy. There's no need to be anything up, especially if we're gonna make this dude dusty and dirty and grimy. One thing I might normally do that I'm not gonna do right now, I'll do it at the end, is I might put a coating of Mr. Hobby Super Clear on here before I do my weathering, but it's freaking cold outside. I have zero interest in even doing my like little cheat way that I do, where I spray it outside my door and then bring it inside to dry it. I don't want to go out there. Here we go. A little dry brush on his butt cape. And that is that for those parts. So we're going to set that standing up for a minute. Guess we can do, actually, we'll start with some staining on the cape, because we want this thing to look dirty. That's what I've decided. Cape should look dirty. So we'll just do a little bit of dry brushing on there. And that'll be a base for some of this staining to adhere to. And I'll also get the inside of the area down below here, because I can. Not one of you can stop me. Haha. All right. So we will do. Trying to think here. Careful, that's dangerous. Let's go with yeah, let's grab that. We're gonna grab out of the corner of the screen chalk pastels. And we're just going to hit the clothes and the boots with these, and then we'll do a wash of a couple of parts of oil. I considered doing the wash first, but you just saw me make the decision not to, so I'm not going to. And we'll go with our favorite terracotta, my favorite terracotta. Let's get some dust here. And it's nice brown. And then a little yellow. And some white. Some titanium white. also looks like nose candy.
It's not, though. Don't get any ideas, kids. Don't do drugs.
Just powder these pants. Because again, we can. And that really like makes, what's up, Triple D? That really makes the pants stand out too. Like it's like, hey, these are dirty khakis, or you know, cargo, whatever fucking kind of pants they are. Just a little bit around the elbows, you know, where dust would collect. I think is a great spot for that on here. Keep a little on that. Of course, the back. Where's that cape? What do we do with that cape? We'll dusty that cape up. Gimmick is known to be a dusty place. Okay. Let's get that. We got a little dust on there. Yeah. On the inside too. As you can already see, the differential of colors is starting to stand out, make this cape look disgusting. So now we'll go with our yellow. But I'm going to be kind of choosy with the yellow, actually. Just going to put it around some joints on the legs. And maybe a little in the midsection there. But that's it for that. Just subtle. That's subtle enough. Get some of our brown. Once again, just kind of focus that in areas around the feet. And then our terracotta always helps make shit look old and rusty. Make sure you don't forget the backs. You always want to hit it from the back when you can. That means two things. A little on his butt cape there. Why not? His arm. Put a little front of his pants. I'll take the rest. The inside there. And again, if you've ever worn a cape or a poncho or been to a Ren fair where you've worn the same poncho for like several days, you know, it picks up the dirt and grime at the bottom, you know, so it doesn't necessarily work its way all the way to the top, and that adds like a cool gradient. I think that's pretty neat. Just makes it look a little more real. Okay. So let's put that away. For now, we may come back to that. I don't know. I'm in a kind of mood where I might come back to that. Let's see here. Since we got this fucked up brush now that I ruined. Thanks, Famine. Good job. Put it in the cart. Order it from Amazon. They can stand on their own after a few days. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Adam? Sight see, everybody. Went to Gimmick Starport and it was very dusty, unclean, so Womp Rats and Dining Areas will not return 1 star. Yeah. The Womp Rat was actually on the menu, too. That's the fucked up part. It's 8 degrees where you are, Bjorn. That's disgusting. I would call the police on the weather if I were you. All right, so we've got Nuln Oil, which is Citadel. It's their shade oil. If you're familiar with their products at all, you know you know. And I'm just going to oil up the metallic parts. If a little bit gets on other spots, that's fine. But I'd like to keep it primarily to the metals. So let's get that in there in the neck, in the neckle region. And I make sure I get it in the dents really well too. There's dents and dings on this mold, which is fantastic. And I understand why, but boy, I wish that they had released like 2 versions. I know they released 2 paint jobs of this guy, but what I mean is like 2 different variations. Maybe one with like a battle damage to it, like a real sincere battle damage to it, or like a battle damage gimmick, so that you could swap the parts around and make it, you know, make your troops have variation. But I also get why they don't. Okay. Just getting a little paint in there, or a little wash in there. And then on his robot arm. And also I will do it on his red hand because that is mechanical. That's a little too much Nuln Oil. Famine. This shit ain't cheap. Well, you know. Okay, and we'll put just a little tiny bit of a wash of the Nuln Oil on the Mandalorian gauntlet. And then I'm going to again mute my microphone for 2 seconds while I blast this with heat. All right. So like I said, I like the effect that Nuln Oil has on the metallics. It just gives it a more realistic look. We will do a little bit on the boots in a second. I just want to give this a second to firm back up because I just blasted it with heat. So while that's still being wobbly, let's do a quick wash of Nuln Oil on the helmet, but I'm going to hold it with one of my clamps here, my alligator clamps. Do the wash in the metallic area. And I can see a few areas where I want to pick out the details on this sculpt because there's some cool details. Yeah, and I think it'll look nice when I'm done. So yeah, I'll pick those out a little later. Cool. So that's there. I'm gonna set that off to the side and just let that air dry because I can. And like I said, let's do a little bit of Nuln Oil. Shake it up. We'll do it around the knee joints. So just dab it on there. right around the knees. And then all around the ankles in that mechanical looking section. And if any gets on the shoes, well, it's because I put it there. We'll go right around the bottom, almost to cast a... We're almost using it as a shade, a panel liner, just to drip down in the grooves for the boots to make it look like they've got, because they've got like weird little toes. And it'll add a little character to it. Off there. Cool. Chill out. There's that. Now, I've got the brown out. So while I've got a little bit of that brown there, and let me get just a very big brush, we're going to do some accessories too. These are 1/18 scale RC car storage boxes for parts and shit for the little models, and they actually do open. I just don't know if I have... Yes, I do. But they open, you can store things. They're cool, they look like little Pelican cases. But very great for accessories around your station or just like things that are propped up. So let's just, we'll dirty these up, grime them up. So like I said, I'm taking some of that brown that I had on there and just dry brush on there. Let that paint up some. We'll get it into that paint. That paint dried quick, man. Take my expensive paint, put it on a paper towel, use barely a little of it for dry brushing, let it dry, and then come back and complain that it's gone. But this will be a twofold process as well. My hands are going to get real dirty in a second, so just be aware if you're here for hand content, you're about to get an eyeful. So we've slathered that on. Yep, slather that one as well. Kind of going heavy on this one just as an experiment. Let's get some brown there. Green. Weird green. Olive gray green. Olive gray. And that's olive gray by Vallejo. Vallejo? 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 Doesn't matter. And then pack that into some of the corners. It may look like I'm camouflaging it. I'm not. Sand yellow. Just the teeniest, tiniest bit of sand yellow. Probably saying to yourself, damn, Famine, that seems excessive. You're absolutely right. It is excessive. It's excessive for a reason. And now we're going to take a little bit of matte white. We the best. DJ Khaled doesn't eat his girlfriend out, so he is not the best. He's publicly said many times that he doesn't do that because he's the man and he shouldn't do that. So he's, you know, he ain't the best. And I'll tell DJ Khaled that. I don't care how much money he has. Don't treat your partner as an equal. You do things with them they don't expect back. Get out of here, you fucking loser. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Cool. Cleaned out the matte white. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. See? You get it. Not like his spouse doesn't get it, though, apparently. Okay. Some white. Okay, now take a good chunk of paper towel here. And now we're just gonna wipe. We'll do a little moisture on there too. A little bit of, make it a little wet, a little hot, sticky sweet from the head to the feet. There we go. Just adds that, you know, hey, this thing's been used, kicked around, thrown in and out of storage. You know, it's been taken care of, but after a while, when you guys, you know, some of you guys probably have toolboxes that are like this, or, you know, containers in your trucks and cars where it's like, you may have cleaned this thing 50 times, but after a while it just gets messy, right? And so it's like, all right, this thing's been used, it looks world lived in, and now we have a little just container that looks like it's actually been used and exists in a world where it's been put through things. But again, you can open it up, store things in there. If you have accessories like blasters and shit that you want to keep near your guy, or like on its spaceship, but you don't want them rattling around because you're afraid to lose them. Little 118 RC accessories. You could go as far as to like dry brush it with metal too, but I want this to be, I want it to look plastic. I don't want it to look like metal. And you could also do colors on there. You could paint. I actually have some of these containers in orange and yellow. They're probably packed in my other accessory box, but they do exist. They also have them in red. So, like I said, I'll clean this box off. So we love a clean box in this house. Kids, hide your wife because they're cleaning accessory containers up in there. And if you have like logos or stickers, which you can get on my Patreon, you know, designs that are out there, little stickers, you can put them on there and stick it on and like weather it. Let me see what I got. What do I got? Something handy. They come. Oh, that's the thing too, is they come with their own brand logo, but it's in English, and I didn't want to use it, so yeah, just so you know. Do I have anything handy right now? I don't think I do. Anything with caution stripes? I know I just had a sticker sheet somewhere here that had caution stripes on it that I set aside to pilfer from. Where are you, son of a bitch? Not there. Well. Huh. Boy, Famine, you're really prepared for live streaming all the time. Yeah, you know. Do my best. Do my best. But yeah, there's stickers and stuff you can utilize. I'll probably find those as soon as I go off the air. So that's always good. But you got options. You know? You can clean that out. But, you know, put a little piece of colored tape across there and then snip it so it looks like it's been sealed for, you know, whatever reason, and then they opened it and closed it again. Just fun little things like that. And if you wanted to like have a different, like let's say I want to have a different look, I've got green Scotch-Brite here. I could, you know, clean it like that instead. Maybe go one direction, You know, you don't know you're beautiful. That type of One Direction. Is that they're still relevant, right? Even though the one did the big oops, they're still relevant, right? I can make references to their songs. But yeah, once again, it looks like it's been used. It looks like it's been put through hell. You really want to go hard on it. I said hard on. You really want to make it look, you know, rough and dinged up. You can actually carefully, physically damage it, not stick yourself like I just did. You can do that. So that's, you know, X-Acto. Words that I describe myself with. Beautiful. Okay. Let's do that with this. We'll ding that up. But just, you know, put it through its paces. Make it look like it's been used in a world. And throw it in the back of a, damaged. Throw it in the back of a land speeder. And you've got some accessories. So like I said, you know, we work on some accessories today. So I like those. Like I said, I probably will, as soon as this live stream is over, I'll probably find that goddamn sticker sheet. It's hilarious to me because I was just looking at it like probably yesterday, and I did a quick rearrange on things, and you know, now I can't find the fucking thing. One day I will have the space that I need in order to proceed. I didn't know I was gonna do some hip hop, but I just did a rap there. But yeah, little containers. So again, little 1/18 scale containers that fit right into the world. So I've got this vending machine. It's already prepped. I repaired this because the cast was just god awful. So I'm thinking we'll paint it blue like a Pepsi machine. For no reason other than I have so much Nuka-Cola bullshit around Gimmick that I feel like a little deviation from the norm would be nice. And I put that Greebly on there. That square. It's just a Greebly. And I fixed this. I guess it's a roll-up thing and you take your drink out or whatever, but it was just really bad. So I put cardboard, cut some strips, and coated it with super glue so it's nice and hard. Hotter than me after I see a cute booty on a Saturday night there. I don't know what I'm saying. But let's go. Let's effing go. So as I said, we'll do blue. Actually, is Pepsi still blue? Do they? Yeah, I'm looking at a fucking Diet Pepsi right now in front of me. I can't remember if they're blue or not. Idiot. I may come back later with like a sticker or decal to make it look like a vending machine window. But in the meantime, let's get some blue. Let's get some blue out this bottle. And even though even though I've gone over this with Scotch-Brite twice, just give it a little tooth. This plastic is still mighty smooth, so this will probably take 2 coatings. But we'll get a base coat on here. like I said, I just have so many red Nuka-Cola machines, Nuka-Cola bottles, red advertisements because the shit catches your eye. I figure blue would be a good difference as far as a vending machine goes. Let's see what the chat's got going on here. Real marketing fail not to bring back Pepsi Blue for the Avatar movies, right? Hide your buds from mom. What was it? Pepsi Clear? Did they not bring that back for Back to the Future? I remember that was one I was like, they're missing an opportunity here. Because I know they did the bottles, but you like had to buy them online, which again was a huge fucking loss because if they sold those in the stores, you would have had people lined up outside. Would have been a big deal, you know. But I got the newspaper. I have the day that Marty goes to in the future, and they release the newspaper with the actual cover on there. I think the only thing that they changed was the Princess Diana thing, you know, on account of her untimely death in our timeline. But otherwise, it was a pretty neat prop. Still got it. Yes, Stark? Oh, really? Okay, I'll let you out. Let me let this dog out. Give me 1 second. You thirsty, huh, Bubba? Get your water on. Get your water on. Yep, right to the water dish.
All right, we ate dry kibble, and now we're thirsty.
So, guys, now that it's just us, me and 12 of my closest friends, how's everybody doing with the impending collapse of American democracy? How's that going for you? I was checking in on you. And I say impending as though it's not happening actively. Everybody doing good? Hey, Stark, if you could lap that water louder, buddy, that would be awesome. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hi, Rosie. Dog drinking water like your bar customers drinking. I would kick if I was a bartender or a bar owner or whatever. I don't care how much money somebody's spending at my bar. If one of my patrons was sitting there going with the beverage, whatever beverage, I don't care what kind of beverage it is, I would physically remove them from the building. They could scream and cry and carry on. I give them back their $4 for their beverage or whatever the cost is. I don't know. I barely drink anymore. But I would certainly extract that person from the premises forever, just for that alone. Not you, Mama Rosie. I wouldn't kick you out. You're a dog. That's how dogs drink. These are apparently people who made it through at least elementary school. And drive cars, so I mean, you don't have thumbs. You can't help that. I'd loan you my car, Mama Rosie. Don't look at me like that. You okay, Cal? Clear your throat, buddy. But yeah, no, some of the stuff that people put up with at bars and restaurants for the sake of the almighty dollar, I'll fucking never get. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm too proud. Maybe that's why my business isn't in business anymore. I used to own a sandwich shop, for those who don't know. But, yeah, no, I wouldn't I would not tolerate that. Yeah, you drank too much water. You do this. You drink all that water and then you throw it up. And then you look at me like I've done something. Why would you do that to me, man? I didn't get paint on my face. I thought I did. Lady who brings her... I still ain't said for that. I always forget about that. And then you tell me, and it's still the funniest goddamn thing I've ever heard. For those wondering where my black hat is, I too wonder where it is. I think I left it at my girlfriend's house. Perhaps I had to leave last week in a hurry to rush home because my grandmother misplaced Peanut. It looks like he got into a fight with one of the other cats and decided to hide, but she was absolutely certain that she had lost him, so I raced home. Or it's in the back seat of my car. So I gotta look for it. Somewhere in this one. There we go. A little better. I miss the old hat though, the black hat. And as you guys can see, I've cleared out space for more gimmick and then proceeded to put containers with stuff for gimmick in the way. Yeah. And yes, this is a Dawn of the Dead Rucking Fountain shirt that I'm wearing. Thank you for noticing. Yes, I got paint on it, so it's become a paint shirt. Also, thank you for noticing. What you doing, puppy dogs? Just putting that paint on there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to put like an advertisement or something on there just to give it a little more character. Okay. You know, if you didn't slurp up all that water the first time and throw it up, you'd be able to just enjoy the water that you had in your little dog belly. Just throwing that out there. No, you do you, though. Your body, your choice. I see we got some more people joining us in the show, in the audience. If you're new to the channel, I'm Famine. Doing a little 1/18 scale world building, toy customizing here. And we also do 1:1 scale. We hang out, we chat, we paint stuff, we put things together, we take it apart, we have a good time. So if you like it, click the subscribe button. You know, share it with a friend, share it with an enemy. You know, post it to a group of maybe toy makers or something. Be like, hey, look at this guy doing things wrong, and then they can come tell me I'm wrong in the comments, which occasionally happens. I do like to think that I've attracted a pretty good audience because I don't get a lot of that. People coming in and telling me I'm wrong. Because it's like I know I'm fucking wrong. I know I do half the shit wrong. I don't need you to tell me. This is just how Famine does it. Correct you, see? Look at that. I've got Site C to do that for me. Still think we should get that firehouse. now we're going to take a lighter blue, light turquoise, excuse the hell out of me. Oh, people are laughing at something Anthony said. Busy. So get this turquoise here. And I'll actually use that here. Just painting another spot. And a little bit of a little pop of color. Ooh, pop of color. Be a good drag name or rap name. I feel like I would trust a pop of color. Like, oh shit, you got that new Pop of Color album? I do have that new Pop of Color album. That sounds like a conversation people would have. And also, just off the bat to let you know, this comes from Diorama Accessories. This is just Raw sent me a bunch of castings and extras one year for around the holidays. It's like a thank you for ordering from him, which I like to frequently do because he's got some really cool stuff. And some of these were like seconds, so there is a lot of pitting on this, which is fine for gimmick. But you know, a lot of his stuff is really nice casting. So don't consider this indicative of that. And I could have taken the time to fill them with like baking soda and super glue and sanded it all smooth, but I didn't. But you know, just so you know, it's not indicative of the product that you would get if you ordered something from him. Just so you're aware. So you're aware. And I guess so, since Nuka-Cola is like the space thing and Coca-Cola is canon in Star Wars, thanks to Galaxy's Edge, what would the... I know we have Slurm, which is kind of like Sprite from Futurama, and I have Slurm advertisements in Gimmick. So what would, I guess what would the Pepsi product be as far as science fiction goes? Aside from very obviously Pepsi. Beppis. I could do some Beppis stuff. I see a couple of spots that could use a little more of this Viking blue or whatever the frick it is. Go. So let's now do... Yeah, let me do a little more of this Viking blue, because I see a couple of spots. It's just bothering me that it's not as tidy as I want it to be before I weather it. And it's... I know. I'm going to weather it. I'm going to make it look world-worn, but I like to start with a base that's kind of nice looking. You guys hear me all the time talk about blocking in my colors before I do other things. Well, this is an instance of that, okay? I know. I'm weird. It's like, Famine, you're gonna hit this thing with like weathering powders and washes and scratch it and bop it and pull it and twist it and treat it like you treat yourself after a couple of blue chews. I know, but it's a thing I gotta do. Please have a little grace, a little will and grace. You just miss having something around the house telling you what to do. I've got the brainworm, and it tells me what to do like the bopping machine. I pull it and twist it and smack it and get rid of Red 45. I'm pretty sure that would come straight from the worm. Normally, I wouldn't make fun of somebody's speech impediment, but since he's a great big piece of shit that cheated on his wife 37 times and drove her to suicide, I don't feel so bad. Have you ever pulled off on the side of the road, heavy traffic, on a summer day to behead a deer carcass to take it home, and then you forget about it in your trunk and you drop it off in a public parking lot? So am I a dick for making fun of his voice? Probably. Am I gonna stop? Absolutely not. Because the man's fucking insane. The worm ate something up there and it never grew back. Humility, maybe? I don't know. Let's get some black out with our sacks out. Put down a base coat of black on here before I do some silver. And I think maybe I'll do the white on there, but I'll make it like look chipped up because that's the thing that slides out of the way to get your whatever. I guess. I don't know. It's a fucking vending machine. I just work here. I'll have some bacon if it's Jaguar jowls. I'll take as much as you'll give me. Boy, that famine guy's mean. Yeah, you know. It's true, he is. Do. I'll just paint that up right there, too. No. Fuck that up, buddy. It's alright. It's alright. We can go back in and fix it later. Just doing a little bit of blocking into some color. Laying down a basic line here. Basic line of color. That's all we're doing. Gives us something to paint upon. It's kind of like gesso. Use the gesso to put it down on the thing to make it so you can paint on it. Excuse me. Except in this case, it is not gesso, but it's black paint. That's all. Go. I guess we'll hit these buttons with some black too. I'm just gonna paint weird little logos on those. Paint on there too, so when we put the silver on, it looks nice. Little change dish, I guess. Is that what that's for? Gonna find out. I don't know. It's outer space. Morty, what did you say that? Oh, Morty, Jesus Christ. I shouldn't have had that second cocktail. Anyway, we gotta get the fuck out of here, Morty. All right, so we got some. You know, we're putting this black paint to use here. We'll just paint the areas underneath here because we'll come. I think I'm gonna come back and just paint this like a white or a gray, maybe a grayish. Some nice millennial grayish. Once again, it's just something for the paint to adhere to. So let's do the buttons real fast. We'll do paint markers for the buttons because I'm lazy. And also, I'm going to mute you for a second. There we go. Cool. So let's see here. First we'll do a purple square. Then let's see here. Next we'll do a pink, like a pink pony club. Cool. Orange. Oh dear, it's a lot of paint coming out of there. Beginning to think that the paint marker was not the right tool for this task, but we've started. And if I am anything, you guys know I'm stubborn. So I'm just going to keep using it. Whatever. Might come back and put a different orange on there. We'll see. I don't know what's going on with this paint marker. Oh, Christ. That's funny. Oh well. We've done purple. We've done that. Let's do a blue. No, let's not do a blue. So we can come back and do a blue. So let's get that a shitty red. Because honestly, even on camera, that red looks pink to me. Do a green. Gotta have green. Alright, we're switching to the brush here because I don't want to fucking wait that long. Yep. Famine, you could have done it with the brush to begin with. Well, you know. This freaking Famine guy does a lot of things the hard way. We think he's special needs. He needs something, all right. Maybe that's the slurm button. And then we'll do a... Oh, that's so much paint that I just put on there. That was a mistake. Oh gosh, that was tragic. That came right out of there. That was like me after seeing a fishnet goth booty. Just, that was it. Oh god. Oh god, it won't soak up. Alright. It's okay. We're gonna make it work. This is like that time I was in the room alone with Marilyn Monroe's body for 5 minutes. I'm terrible. Not as terrible as RFK. And I would just like to remind everybody that Ted Kennedy did kill a person. It's terrible red again. God, this red is awful. That's one thing I will say. It's like it has a great flow. These Posca markers is the brand. They have a great flow, good paint. It's just that their red is so pink. It's not. It's just got such a lack of semblance of the color. I'm going to mute you guys and blast this up with some heat again. All right. So I'm back from outer space. Just walked in to find me here with that sad look upon my face. Just do some silver around the space credit change thing. I don't know. They do have tangible coins on Gimmick, so maybe the vending machine gives credits back. Okay. All right. So we've got that. Let's do the white down there. The white, titanium white we talked about earlier. Titanium white. exam and you're starting to leave a lot of equipment laying on your table, it's going to get in your way. Don't I know that? Bitch, I know. It's trash. Someone's written paper tape to it. You get what you get. Like the vending machine down at the park. They used to have a Coke machine down there. And it was just one day it was a Coke machine, but then one day somebody had like filled it with grocery store Coke, and then another time it was just full of Gatorade. And it turns out the person that was running the vending machine would just, the last person he talked to, when they were like, oh, you should put X, Y, or Z in, this dude would just go and fill it with whatever that person said until the next time he was there. So, you're not wrong. And sometimes you would know what the button was because he would take a piece of paper and tape like, yellow Gatorade or whatever. It was just like so fucking surreal. Just every time you went, it was a gamble on what was going to be in the machine. Or, it would he'd run it as Gatorade for a really long time, and you'd be like, okay, this is now the Gatorade machine. And then you'd go and it would be Powerade, and you'd be like, okay. And then it would be fucking soda the next time. Like, it was never consistent. We're starting to get somewhere. It's starting to look like a vending machine, sort of. Let's get some nice shining silver. No gunmetal on this. We want some nice shining silver. I should make a tiny little out of order sign to stick on one of these. Oh, there's so much liquid in this brush. That's part of the problem here. Boy, that looks shitty. But again, shitty space vending machine. Let's have a little fun, shall we? No, we're not using that. Think again. Oh, I got that as a hazard. Just adding some colors to things. Just making it different, making it difficult. Okay, that doesn't want it right on there. I don't blame it. Doesn't need to be fancy. Those look like brands, maybe. I don't know. Just a vending machine. Put a stripe here. Let's do a nice Jack and Meg White. That's right, kids. We're gonna do a white stripe. Anybody who got that, you get bonus brownie points. Okay. All right. Let's put a... I don't know why. I got the urge. Put that on there. I don't know why. Why'd I put that on there? White stripes. Two-liter bottles of dollar store Coke. Coke taste off. Yeah, no, it's the new formula. Nebula, you just don't know what to do with yourself. All right. I'm going to stop fussing with that for the time being. Like I said, I will come back at some point and put something there, some type of advertisement there. So that's it. We're going to call that done for the time being. Just a little space vending machine. Maybe I'll weather it up, but I mean, it kind of looks like it's not old, but not new. So let's finish up this guy. So his head is taken care of. So I just want to dry brush the feathers, I think, with a white. We'll use... yeah, we'll use this little dry brush here. Okay, that's a lot of paint, but all right. Just adds a little something, something, a little je ne sais quoi. Where's that silver pen? There you are. We're gonna take the silver pen. We're gonna use it to highlight these little D-rings that are on the helmet here. And the rivets. Oh, I hit the one rivet there. Rivet there. Rivet here. Rivet there. Rivet everywhere. And then I guess these pistons too we can hit. Just to give them a little character, a little color. Let's get those. Pop that off there. And then we're going to put his cape on. Cool. Now we got ourselves a really fucky looking droid guy. And he could just wander around Gimmick doing strange things. So yeah, thanks for sticking around, guys. I know this was a longer than normal stream, but we were kind of hitting a hitting a good pace. We're getting things done. Got a nice little background spacer now. We did some containers, 118 RC containers, and just made them look beat up and dirty and gross. And we did the vending machine. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you like what you see, new to the channel, subscribe if you're a patron. Oh yes, big thanks to Jess Turtles. Thank you so much for becoming the newest patron over on Patreon. Patreon.com/FamonStudiosX. Also on Ko-Fi. You can buy me a coffee. ko-fi.com/FamonStudiosX. Follow me on Instagram, same handle. Hope you guys have an excellent week. You'll see me Friday, World Makers Consortium, 8 p.m. Eastern. If we get a snowstorm on Thursday and I still have internet, I may stream just cause. Otherwise, hope you guys are well. Be good. Too sweet me.